Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a modern superpower, how to build this amazing, rich life right from your own home, without feeling like you're totally disconnected from everything.
All right, let's get real for a second. Are you a card-carrying member of the cozy blanket and warm tea club, where your perfect weekend involves a couch and a good book instead of some loud, crowded party? Well, guess what? You're not antisocial. It turns out that whole preference might actually be hardwired right into your brain.
So before we jump into all the how-to stuff, we really have to understand the why. Let's pop the hood and take a look at what's actually going on inside your brain that makes staying home feel so good.
You've probably heard this term social battery, right? Well, it is a very real thing. For a lot of us, especially if you're an introvert or a highly sensitive person, big social events are kind of like running a marathon. You start out with a full charge, but every single conversation, every loud noise, it just drains that battery bit by bit. So being alone, that's not about hiding from people. It's about finding an outlet to plug back in and recharge.
And this whole recharging thing, it isn't just some vague feeling. It's actual brain chemistry doing its thing. It really boils down to three major players inside your head: a chemical that makes you feel good, a hormone that handles stress, and a super interesting brain network.
Let's start with dopamine. This is the reward chemical. Now, if you're someone who loves being at home, it probably means your dopamine system is just more sensitive. You don't need a huge, crazy party to get that little feel-good hit. For you, the quiet joy of reading a fantastic book or listening to your favorite music, that's more than enough to do the trick. And then there's cortisol. That's the stress hormone. I mean, think about it. When you're out in the world, your brain is constantly working overtime, processing all these unpredictable sounds, bright lights, social stuff, and that can slowly crank up your stress levels. But at home, you're in charge. You control the sounds, the light, everything. That sends a signal to your brain to just relax. It's a much-needed break from all that chaos. Okay, now this one is super cool. The default mode network, or DMN. This is basically your brain's daydreaming mode. You know how your best ideas always seem to pop into your head when you're in the shower or just staring out the window? That's your DMN. When your brain gets a break from dealing with the outside world, it turns inward. It starts connecting dots, thinking deep thoughts, and getting really creative. So that quiet time, it's not empty space. It's actually one of the most productive times for your brain.
This brings us to a really important question you have to ask yourself. Are you thriving at home, or are you just hiding? I mean, there's a massive difference between choosing to be home and feeling trapped at home. Is this time you're spending actually recharging you, or has it turned into a way to just avoid everything? A healthy home life feels good, feels energizing. The negative version just feels stuck and lonely.
And that leads us to this key idea. This is the mindset shift you have to make. Staying home is a proactive choice. It's not you running away from something. Once you start seeing it that way as a powerful choice you're making for yourself, everything changes. That's the foundation for building a life that actually works for you, instead of one that just shrinks your world.
All right, so we've got the why down. Now for the fun part, the how. We're not just going to throw a bunch of random tips at you. The goal here is to build a real, sustainable system so your time at home makes you feel recharged and still connected to the world. Your brain absolutely loves a good routine. It craves predictability. Having a simple, gentle rhythm to your day is the best way to avoid that aimless, floaty feeling where the day just disappears. So try this. Start your morning slow, maybe with some natural light, no screens. In the middle of the day, dive deep into one or two things: work, reading, creating something. Then, in the afternoon, make one light connection. A simple text, a quick 5-minute call. That's it. And in the evening, wind down on purpose. This kind of structure is like a message to your brain that says, hey, we're safe, we're good, we're in control.
So here's probably the biggest puzzle to solve when you love being home. How do you avoid feeling isolated? And the secret isn't to just force yourself to go to more parties. No way. The secret is to be super, super intentional with how you spend that precious social energy you have.
I want you to picture your social life like a circle with 3 rings. In the very center, that's your core tier. These are the 1 to 3 people you feel completely safe with. They actually give you energy. The next ring out is your light tier. These are a few other people you chat with, but maybe less often. It's low pressure, easy stuff. And the outer ring? That's the peripheral tier. It's basically everybody else. See? You don't need to be close to everyone. Figuring out who goes where helps you put your energy in the right places.
And here's the best part. You get to make the rules for how you connect with people.
If big, noisy groups drain you, then just don't do them. Focus on one-on-one time. If you hate phone calls, that's fine. Send a thoughtful text or a voice note instead. You can absolutely 100% stay connected with people and still protect your own peace and quiet.
Okay, this next idea is so important. I want you to really let it sink in. Your home should be a base, not a bunker. What's the difference? A base is a safe place you launch from to go out and do things, and then you come back to it. A bunker is a place you hide in, totally sealed off. Your home needs to be your launch pad, your base, not your hiding spot.
So how do you make sure your home stays a base? You build a simple little rhythm for your week. Think of it like a recipe. One intentional outing. This doesn't mean a huge party. It could just be a walk in the park or a visit to a quiet coffee shop. Add one deep connection, like a dinner with a good friend, with no phones allowed. And finally, one light expansion. Go see a small art exhibit, listen to an interesting talk online. This simple structure keeps you engaged with the world, but completely on your own terms.
Okay, so let's say you've put all these little systems in place. How do you know if it's actually working? How do you know if your at-home lifestyle is healthy? Well, it's time for a quick, honest check-in with yourself.
I want you to really ask yourself these questions and be honest. Number 1, after you've been home for a while, do you feel genuinely healthier and more rested? 2, are you still curious about things? 3, could you go out if you absolutely needed to, or does the thought fill you with extreme fear? 4, is your daily routine pretty stable? And the big one, number 5, are you choosing to be home or do you feel trapped here? If you find your answers are leaning more towards no and I'm trapped, that's a really important sign that maybe it's time to gently push yourself to connect with the outside world a little more. Because at the end of the day, this whole thing isn't about in versus out. It's not a battle between introverts and extroverts. It's just about living consciously. The real goal is to get quiet enough to listen to what your own body, your own nervous system, is telling you it needs to feel safe and recharged, and then having the courage to build a life that actually respects that.
And I guess that's the final thought I want to leave you with. In a world that's always screaming, be seen, be social, maybe the real power is in this idea. You don't need to show up a lot. You just need to show up for real. It's not about being everywhere for everybody. It's about being fully, truly present. First, for yourself in the peace of your own home, and then for the few people and things that really truly matter to you.